It's time to show them.
Yeah.
You have now mastered the basic skills. It's time for your first challenge.
Shout out to the chat. Shout out to the chat. Happy Sunday to everybody out there. Hopefully everybody's having a wonderful start to their Sunday. It's another football Sunday, NFL Sunday, as we know. Let me see who's in here. Show my manners. Mr. Skinny in the building. Salute. Appreciate you coming through. Hemi McFly, that guy in the building. Hey, man, y'all make sure y'all get at Hemi McFly for your beats. He was on that beat you just heard. Collaboration, 421 TV. Shout out to 421 TV on that as well. Couple people on the graphics. Shout out to all the talented brothers out there. Y'all make sure y'all get at Hemi McFly, that guy, for your beats, your background instrumentals. You can add some touches to it if you want. You can let it flow just like it is. He got them beats for you, y'all. Y'all make sure y'all get at. Hey, drop your contact information in the chat, Hemi McFly, if you want to. 40 the Splatter in the building. Shout out to 40 the Splatter. Colts fans in here. Ears to the streets in the building. We got the Tampa Bay Bucks representing in the building. I'm going to drop the link as usual. Y'all know it's an open panel so we can talk about these things going on. CKJ, the little rider in the building. What's going on? You Bears fans that just win, baby. What's up with the soft and cuddly pink joint? You know, we representing for breast cancer awareness. It's still October, still breast cancer awareness month, you know. You can get your IcebergThoughts hoodies in any colors. We line the hoodie with the satin to protect your hair. Hemi McFly, he the Chiefs fan in here, and he did put his jimmyfresh@gmail.com if you want to get at him for any of them beats, y'all. Let me drop the link and get that pinned so we got that out the way. So if anybody does want to join the panel, Let me put this in my ear so I can hear it if that happens too. But yeah, so link is dropped, and we're going to get into what's going on. And as y'all saw, we had a couple things on the thumbnail, so if time permits, we will get into that other story as well. But let's see what we got on the slate this week. We know we're here to talk about them NFL games for the most part. So let's see what we got on the slate. Let's start Thursday. Thursday night, you saw the Chargers whoop up on the Vikings. And if you have some Chargers players, you might have done good. I don't know how many people are playing too many Chargers right now because they're been up and down. But if you have some Chargers, you might have did pretty good. Vikings, you know, you get what you get with them right now. Lovelace in the building. What's going on, Lovelace? Good morning to you.
Oh, hell is hot. Ain't no water there. Hell is hot. Ain't no water there. No ice, no tea, no lemonade, no Coke, no Sprite, no Gatorade. Hell is hot.
Shout out to Lovelace in the building. You got the Cowboys fans representing. Uncle L in the building. I believe Uncle L's an Eagles fan. Shout out to Uncle L. Yeah, nothing to drink down there. Nothing to drink down there. Shout out to Lovelace, y'all. All right, so looking at the slate, Chargers, like I said, beat up on the Vikings on Thursday night. If you had some players in that game, you might have did all right. I don't know how many people were playing those players or not. We see a bunch of teams on bye this week. Cardinals, Lions, Jaguars, Raiders, Rams, and Seahawks all on bye this week. Fats TV in the building. I know that's an Eagles fan right there. Shout out to Fats TV. Shout out to everybody hit the like button, man. Shout out to YouTube. I don't know if y'all saw it, and I don't know if it's on all devices, but whenever I hit the like button on this video, it was like a football going across the little screen. Take a look at it. See if it's a YouTube thing. Shout out to YouTube. If that's a YouTube update, man, that's pretty fly. They recognize that this is a sports show, so when you hit the like button, it shows a little football kind of going across the little like button screen area. I thought that was pretty cool. So shout out to YouTube for making them upgrades, updates along the way. Shout out to everybody that hit that like button. It is greatly appreciated. Sorry, getting my stuff set up right, y'all. So your boy, I was on business travel this week. That's why y'all probably didn't see me around the streets as much and stuff like that, because I was on business travel. I had to go to Denver this week, actually. Back home now. But, yeah, I had to go to Denver this week, so got me a little out of sorts. But we back. So, like I said, a bunch of teams on bye. Cardinals, Lions, Jaguars, Raiders, Rams, and Seahawks all on bye this week. Chargers and Vikings already played. So that leaves the slate kind of thin this week. Is it cold in Denver? It was actually about the same temperature there as it is here. It's just a lot drier out there. The air is different. But it was about the same temperature. So today we got 7 games in the 1 o'clock slate. So that doesn't leave very many games for the late slate. 7 games in the 1 o'clock slate, 3 games in the 4 o'clock slate. Of course, we got a Sunday night game and we have a Monday night game. So your 7 games for 1 o'clock. You got the Jets at the Bengals. Yeah. I mean, y'all have fun with that one. I won't be paying attention to that one too much. They say the Bengals are favored by 5.5 right now. Let me refresh, just make sure nothing's changed. Yeah, they say the Bengals are favored by 5.5 right now. I don't know what that's based on. Let's see if I mean, I know Burrow's not back yet, so that's right. They got a Flacco over there, and they won that game. That's why. And I mean, the Jets are just terrible right now. So I mean, they're at home. I guess, yeah, they'll probably win by 5.5. Sure, why not? You know, I don't think the Jets are gonna get their win this week. You got the Bills at the Panthers. Bills favored by 7.5. Panthers are still undefeated at home, I believe. Bills have not been gangbusters this year, so I'm not sure why that line is so big. Let me see. That's right. I know Bryce Young was dealing with something last week. Oh yeah, so they got Andy Dalton. Bryce Young is doubtful with the ankle. All right, that makes more sense. But the Bills got some injuries. Joshua Palmer's out at wide receiver with a knee. Dalton Kincaid is still questionable at tight end with an oblique. An oblique injury, that's, you're a tight end. You need your obliques. Gabe Davis is out with a meniscus at wide receiver. I mean, so the Bills aren't really full strength. But, I mean, the Panthers, I guess Bryce Young makes that big of a difference. Andy Dalton ain't hitting on much. So, we'll see. Panthers, like I said, they've been undefeated at home. They've been pulling through for their coach and stuff like that. At home, they haven't been a whole lot on the road, but at home, they've been pulling through. So 7.5, that's kind of disrespectful to them. But without Bryce Young, I guess I can kind of see it. 49ers at the Texans. They should have made that a 4 o'clock game. Both of those teams are out further, west, but whatever. Texans are favored by 2.5 in that one. Interesting. Interesting, huh? I might have to get in on that one. Might have to get in on that one because, the 49ers injuries are the same as they've basically been. Ain't nothing new there. Texans, their injuries. Nico Collins is out with a concussion at wide receiver. Christian Kirk is out with a hamstring at wide receiver. You got Tank Dell already on the PUP list at wide receiver. Jimmy Ward is on the PUP list at safety. Joe Mixon, non-football related. He's out with a foot. So, I might have to get some 49ers action on that one. They're getting 2.5 points right now. CKJ talking about San Fran fan. Yeah, I'm a San Fran fan. DJ Cleveland, salute. Yeah, I'm a San Fran fan. But, I'm just talking about the way both teams have been playing this year. I'm basing it off that, not necessarily off me being a fan of the team. I'm definitely going to put a little extra on it because I am a fan of the team. But I think 49ers might be being disrespected a little bit right there. We'll see. We'll see. You got the Giants at the Eagles. Eagles favored by 7.5. We saw what happened last time, but that was last time. This is this time. So Eagles probably get the best of the Giants this time, I believe. 7.5 is, we'll see. Because, the Giants have been playing pretty okay with the Jackson Dart guy. I don't know. 7.5 in division game. You say Eagles blow out this time, CKJ? We got a lot of Eagles fans in the chat, so they probably agree with you. Yeah, the Eagles probably will blow them out this time. They need to. If they don't, then it'll look like the Giants got their number or something like that. Browns at the Patriots. Patriots favored by 6.5. Yeah, I'm good with that. Are the Browns still starting? Yeah, they still starting Dylan Gabriel. Yeah, I think the Patriots will probably blow them out. I like the Patriots big in that game. Bears at the Ravens. Ravens favored by 2.5. They're not even getting a 3-point home favorite because you got Cooper Rush versus Caleb Williams. Derrick Henry might be big today, but the Baltimore defense hasn't been that great. So if Caleb Williams can connect with Rome Odunze, then it may be different on that side too. So I don't know. That 2.5 is a little it's a little shaky to me. I might would go with the Bears getting the points in that one. Actually, I think I might would go with the Bears getting the points in that one. Last 1 o'clock game, Dolphins at the Falcons. Falcons favored by 6.5. Is Penix playing or not? Falcons. Oh, so see, it's Tua versus Kirk Cousins. Come on now. What's up with all the good quarterbacks being down? Penix is questionable with the knee injury. He's probably not going to play more than likely. Let's see if they got an update on him. He's trending towards not playing. Yeah, he's set to miss this week. They said 11 hours ago. So Penix's not going to play. So we got Tua versus Kirk Cousins. Yuck. Who wants to see that? Who wants to see that? I mean, so maybe it's going to be a whole lot of handed off to Bijan Robinson, and maybe he can just carry the game. I mean, in the defense. Maybe the Atlanta defense and Bijan Robinson can just make it a decent-looking game for Atlanta. Because I don't want to see Kirk Cousins throwing the ball too much. All right, so that's the 1 o'clock slate. Like I said, you got 7 games, 1 o'clock. Some of them look pretty lopsided. Some of them look like they may be a little more competitive. What you see, some home teams not even getting a 3-point favorite. So moving on to the 4 o'clock games, you got 3 of them. The Bucks versus the Saints. Bucks favored by 3.5 going to New Orleans. I mean, are they putting that much on Mike Evans being out the game? Because I still feel like Tampa Bay's going to destroy New Orleans. Like 3.5 seems low to me. Seems like they're just going to obliterate New Orleans, even without Mike Evans. And is the Emeka dude, is he like back good now? Like, I mean, of course, he still got the injury. He will the rest of the season. But yeah, he's not even listed on the injury report now. So he should be, pretty good to go as far as his routes and stuff like that. So yeah, I got the Bucks big in that game. Let's look at the Titans and Colts. Colts favored by 14.5. Yeah, sure. Why not? I mean, Colts are really good. Titans are trash. So Colts, I would probably even give up that 14.5. I'd probably even give up that 14.5. And then probably the game of the week, Cowboys at the Broncos. Like I said, I was just out there in Denver. They're, they wearing their stuff big time. They proud of their team right now because the Broncos are looking really good. So probably the game of the week. Broncos favored by 3.5. So just over the home favorite of 3 points. Because, they always put a 0.5 on these. So they're basically giving them a home favorite. I don't know. Like 2 weeks ago, I would have said Broncos easily. I would have just not even thought about it about 2 weeks ago. But when the Broncos played the way they played a couple weeks ago against the Giants and had to do the fourth quarter miraculous stuff to win the game, that gave me a little pause because this Dallas offense is different than the Giants offense. And CeeDee Lamb back healthy. They looking good on offense. Yeah, their defense leaves a lot to be desired. However, I don't think Bo Nix is all that's cracked up to be. So this might become a shootout. Whoever can score that last field goal or last touchdown, something like that. I don't know. Man. 3.5, I'm not sure. I think it might be closer than that. I almost like Dallas with 3.5. I almost like Dallas getting the 3.5 points in this one. Myself. That's just me, though. I don't think that Dak and them are slowing down right now. And the Broncos, I don't know if they weren't ready for Jackson Dart or what happened with them that made their situation look the way that it did against the Giants. It just didn't make any sense to me. So I almost like Dallas getting 3.5 points on that one as far as the betting lines. Now, as far as winning the game, I don't know. I think it's going to come down to, the last basic play, essentially. It might be that last field goal or something like that. But I don't think that Denver is going to win by 3.5 points. You said Dart is nice. He just needs development. Well, I mean, yeah, he's new, so he definitely has a bright future ahead of him if he can keep the right type of coaching and stuff around him. You know, with quarterbacks, it's all about who their coaches are. A coach can make or break a quarterback. I mean, we see people coming with all the talent in the world, and they're broken after their first 2-3 seasons just because they had the wrong coaches in their ear. And then they never get a chance again because there's always a hot new quarterback coming out. So we see a lot of them do that, you know. So if he can keep the right coaches around him, then yeah, he can have a chance to build something. If they build a team around him, you know. So yeah, I would almost take the Cowboys with the 3.5 in that one. We'll get into it a little more as we go through the show. Sunday Night Football, Packers going to Aaron Rodgers and the Steelers. So Aaron Rodgers facing off against the Packers. You know, they always like to make this a big deal every time he's going to face his old team, even though it's been a few years. You know, Jordan Love's been the quarterback of the Packers for a few years now. So, but they're going to make a big deal of it. Packers are favored by 2.5 in Pittsburgh. I don't know. I mean, I think Packers are probably a better overall team. Yeah. I like the Packers in this one. I think Micah Parsons may have an actual impact in this game. I think Micah Parsons may actually show up in this game and get, you know, a couple sacks on Aaron Rodgers or something like that. Sack or a pick, something like that on Aaron Rodgers. And they'll make that the story of the game, the Micah and Aaron Rodgers thing. Lovelace said Cowboys going to win, go to the Super Bowl, period. Oh, okay, Lovelace. Y'all say that every year. I mean, y'all still got to do something on defense, and y'all haven't made any moves. When's the trade deadline? Trade deadline's got to be coming up. Y'all have not made any moves on defense. You don't rock with the Packers, CKJ. That's because you a Bears fan, though. That's just because you a Bears fan. Steelers talk makes your palm itch. Oh, man. Monday Night Football. Commanders at the Chiefs. Is Jaden Daniels good? Like, I got him on one of my fantasy teams, and see, they got Mariota listed. Yeah, Jaden Daniels is out, so Chiefs, give me the Chiefs big. Chiefs by 11.5 right now. Yeah. I don't like Mariota in this game. I think the Chiefs are starting to get it together, so give me the Chiefs big on that one. Give me the Chiefs big on that one. I think the Chiefs by 2 touchdowns or more. Yeah, I think the Chiefs by 2 touchdowns or more in that game because I think they're starting to pull it together now. You know, they started the season a little slow, but they don't never take too long to put it together, you know, before it gets out of hand. Matter of fact, let's take a look at what the divisions look like. Let's see the standings. Let's see the standings. So you got the AFC starting in the AFC side. AFC East, you got the Patriots leading 5-2. The Bills are 4-2. Bills have had their bye already, so they're a game behind. Knowledge is power TV 1.0. Salute to you. You said always bet on the refs. If that was a prop bet, you know, obviously that'd be every week. The refs having an impact on the game. Yes. Will the refs have an impact on the game this week? Yes, every week, for sure. But yes, surprisingly, to most people, Patriots leading that division right now at 5-2. They're 2-0 in the division. Bills are 2-1 in the division, sitting at a record of 4-2. They don't really have to worry about the Dolphins or the Jets this year. So it's going to be a 2-team race, it looks like, in that division. And right now, the Patriots are holding on to first place with that additional win because the Bills have already had their bye week. The Bills are coming off the bye week, so that's probably another reason why they have them so, you know, favored over the Panthers, of course, without Bryce Young going to be in there as well. So the Panthers will probably take this loss at home to Buffalo, who is trying to put it together, and they're not just leading their division. They're actually chasing the Patriots right now. AFC North, Steelers 4-2, leading the division. Bengals, obviously without Andy Dalton right now, 3-4. In second place, the Browns 2-5. The Ravens without Lamar Jackson 1-5. Not sure when Lamar's coming back. Not sure if it's going to be enough or soon enough to make a difference for what they have going on, especially since their defense is not really playing that well. They're 1-0 in the division. They got that to their advantage, but they need to get Lamar back healthy, and they need to get that defense actually stopping some people, and they got to put some points up on offense if they plan to make a run and actually be in contention, because we expect Joe Burrow to come back for Cincinnati, and right now they're still sitting only really 1 win out of first place in the division, 2 losses out of first place. Excuse me, but they're 2-0 in the division, so they have that, going for them. Moving on to the AFC South, the Colts, they're really sitting as one of the best teams in the league right now as far as what their record is and what they've been doing to the teams that they've been playing against, sitting at 6-1. You got the Jaguars 4-3 somehow. I don't know how they're 4-3 because I got Trevor Lawrence on one of my teams and it's just been terrible. But yeah, that's a whole nother story. You got the Texans at 2-4 and the Titans sitting at 1-6. Titans, you don't really, I think, have to expect much out of this year. Texans are actually trying to compete. They just haven't been winning. Jaguars, again, I don't know what they got going on. They seem like a mess one week and then they'll play really well the next week. So I don't know. They're just not consistent enough. AFC West, got the Broncos, one of the best defenses in the league right now, sitting at 5-2. Chargers, 5-3. You saw they just got that win on Thursday night. So Broncos can't let the Cowboys just go up in there and win and think that they got this whole division locked up. Obviously, the Chiefs are coming on strong, sitting at 4-3. So if the Broncos lose and the Chiefs win, you have 3 teams in that division sitting at 5-3. After this week. So Broncos got their work cut out for them. I think early on, a whole lot of hype about them. Shout out to the Gridiron Arena, Aqib Talib. He promotes the Broncos big time out there. Obviously, he's a former Broncos Super Bowl champion with the Broncos. So I watch that show. I listen to what they say a lot. And he's giving a lot of Broncos hype, but they got their work cut out for him. They talk down on the Chargers. Hey, the Chargers are 5-3. Like I said, the Broncos lose. Right now, the Broncos are 0-1 in the division. The Chargers are 3-0 in the division. So if the Broncos lose, they would actually fall to 3rd place in the division. You don't see my link? It's at the top of the screen. I see it pinned up there. Yeah, I see it pinned up there. But yeah, so if the Broncos lose this game, they would fall to 3rd place in their division. Because you see that the Chargers 3-0 in the division and the Chiefs are 1-1 in the division. The Chiefs don't have a division game this week, so they would stay 1-1 and all 3 of them would go to be at 5-3. So, I mean, they got their work cut out for them is all I'm saying. It's their big white banner. What are you talking about? It's there, the big white banner. Oh, yeah. You can't see it, but do you? Yeah, I see it. It's the banner at the top of the chat that it says IcebergThoughts and then http://StreamYard. You got the Raiders sitting at 2-5. I don't really think anybody's expecting much out of the Raiders this year. Geno's been a turnover machine. Is he even still their quarterback right now? I don't know. I don't care. Raiders are one of those teams that's selling at the deadline type of deal. Looking over at the NFC, you got the NFC East, the Eagles 5-2. Turning it around, they started off, playing close games with teams and, then they lost a few. They got the A.J. Brown stuff going on, and now I think he's got some kind of injury. People are questioning whether or not the injury is legitimate or whether or not he's being traded. I think he should be traded. We've talked about that for the past couple of weeks. But they're saying that his injury is supposed to be legitimate. I mean, I don't know. You said the Raiders are a good dog team. I don't see the Raiders as a good anything team unless they're playing against a team that, might not be anything. I don't see them as good anything team this season. But yeah, Eagles 5-2, 1-1 in their division. You got the Cowboys 3-3-1 with that tie with the Packers. So they're exactly 500. That one is going to come into play, I believe, at the end of the season, wherever it comes to breaking tiebreakers of who either is going to win that division or Cowboys seeding as far as like a wild card team or something like that. I think that one is going to come into play. You got the Commanders 3-4. Again, Jaden Daniels hurt. Deebo Samuel was hurt. He's back this week, but now Jaden Daniels is hurt. So they can't keep their squad healthy, all their pieces healthy that they need. Giants are 2-5. With all the noise about Jackson Dart and all of that, he's played pretty good. They're 2-5. I think the next couple of seasons will be the season to pay attention to the Giants. They don't have it all together on both sides of the ball. And Jackson Dart, he has some development to do. He has to start meshing with his pieces. They got some key parts out for the season, stuff like that. So moving on to the NFC North, you got the Packers 4-4-1. Again, that one may come into play because they got the Lions right behind them at 5-2, and a lot of us feel like the Lions are a good team. You got the Bears sitting right there at 4-2. If they get a win this week, that put them right there in contention with all the rest of it. And the Vikings at 3-4. They actually are 3-4. I don't expect much out of the Vikings this season with the players that they have on the team, but they are sitting at 3-4. So everybody in that division is still in contention right here going into week 8. I mean, the Vikings already lost this week, but everybody else is still right there within, a game or two of each other. So there's still time to go, and the Bears are already 0-2 in the division. So that looks bad on them with everybody else already having at least one win in the division. NFC South, you got the Tampa Bay Bucks sitting at 5-2. Baker, on the MVP quest, had a bad, the team had a down week or whatever, but he's still playing good. They're still playing good. They're playing New Orleans this week, so they got this opportunity to get it right back on track, go to New Orleans, get a good division win, and, blow out a team that really I don't think people have a whole lot of expectations for this season. The Panthers sitting at 4-3, surprising to me. They've won their home games. They've lost their road games. They got their road win against the Jets. So they broke their skid of losing all of their road games, but they are without Bryce Young right now. So I don't know what's going to happen with them. I don't like their backup situation. I really didn't have this high expectations for them, but 4-3, they're sitting right one game behind the leader in their division. So what can you really say about it? You got the Falcons 3-3. Penix is hurt now. They got Bijan Robinson, who is a workhorse running back. But, how long is he going to be able to do it all by himself? That's going to kind of be the question. Me, as a 49ers fan, having Christian McCaffrey, I know what it means to wear down your running back. So that's something they have to be on the lookout for if Penix is not going to be able to stay healthy and, put forth all of the work in the air that they need him to do, right? Saints 1-6. I don't think anybody has very many expectations for the Saints this season, so let's move on. NFC West, 49ers sitting in first place right now, 5-2. They're 3-0 in the division. That's how they're holding on to first place. They've beaten all of the teams in their division already one time. Right behind the 49ers, you got the Seahawks at 5-2 and the Rams also at 5-2. So, again, the tiebreaker is the reason how the 49ers are sitting at first place because they have that 3-0 division record. Everybody else has at least one loss in the division. And then the Cardinals sitting at 2-5. I think they're kind of in video game mode. They'll still get them a couple wins and stuff like that, but I don't have really much thought about the Cardinals, right? So really quickly, let's look at the overall league standings. It's kind of almost like in a sense, almost like a power ranking, let's say. So you got the Colts sitting at first place at 6-1. Packers 4-1-1. Broncos 5-2. Lions 5-2. Rams 5-2, Patriots 5-2, a whole bunch of 5-2s here. Eagles, 49ers, Seahawks, and Bucks. So those are your top teams in the NFL right now if you were kind of doing the overall power rankings and, putting the teams in order. So, again, Colts still holding on with that 6-1 record. And then Packers, because of the 4-1 and that tie, they come in second place. All right. So, what y'all say? Baker might steal MVP? Yeah. I mean, I don't even think it would be necessarily a steal. Like, okay, so if you're saying he'll steal it, who would he be stealing it from, let's say? Because I don't think it's a steal. I think Baker is playing to win MVP right now. I'm trying to think of who are the other people in contention. Yeah, they're showing them right now. 7 touchdowns, 0 interceptions on deep passes. The only QB with more than 5. So Baker's just playing at an MVP level this season, my opinion. That's just how I see it. I'm trying to think of who else is in contention for MVP right now. Who else is in contention? I can't even think of who else is really in the MVP race right now. I mean, of course, they're going to always put like Patrick Mahomes in it just because. I guess they'll just keep Josh Allen in it because he's the reigning MVP type of deal. But who else is really in it? I think Baker is leading the MVP race right now, and everybody else is kind of on the sidelines. We're talking about him. But that's just the way I've been seeing the play. I mean, because just watching the plays that he's been making, watching the way that he's been bringing the team 2 wins in situations where they should have almost been dead to rights. And it's been a lot on his back, whether it's him running and getting the first down or him getting out of some crazy situation where he should have been sacked and still getting the pass to the player. So we got a Colts fan in here who wants Indiana Jones for MVP. So let me look at Daniel Jones' stats. Because, yeah, I know the Colts are playing really well, but is that a Daniel Jones thing or is that the team overall? All right, so he's 10 touchdowns, 3 interceptions, 105.9 quarterback rating. He's 152 of 214 on his attempts. Let's see here. What else? What else he got here? His long touchdown, 75 yards. He has 2 fumbles. He's been sacked 6 times. His rushing stats, he has 29 attempts, 83 yards, averaging 2.9 yards per carry. He has 4 touchdowns rushing. So total, he has 14 touchdowns and 5 turnovers. I won't count the sacks against him, let's say. So 14 touchdowns between passing and rushing and 5 turnovers, 105.9 quarterback rating. Looking at Baker, he has 13 passing touchdowns, 0 rushing touchdowns. So Daniel Jones has 1 more touchdown combined, and then Baker has 2 interceptions and 5 fumbles, so 7 turnovers total. So if we're comparing those types of stats and the quarterback rating, if we're comparing all of those stats, it would be Daniel Jones. However, I don't think MVP is based on just stats. I think there's definitely eye test that goes into it as well. And what I've seen Baker doing compared to what I've seen Daniel Jones doing is different. So Baker has 1,767 yards with the 13 touchdowns, 1,767. And Daniel Jones has 1,790. So he has a few more yards, just a few less touchdowns passing. So their stats are kind of comparable. G Mama Body, good morning to you. The Colts are going to be an issue in the playoffs. I can see that because, I mean, let's see here. Right now, it looks like their biggest competition is really Denver. I mean, New England. I like the way New England's playing, but I don't know. I mean, yeah, I guess they could be competition for the Colts. So you got Denver, New England, And then you got to come all the way down to Buffalo, who we're unsure on right now. So the AFC is just not looking that strong this season. I mean, Pittsburgh, come on, really? The Chargers, the Jaguars, and then you get down to Kansas City. And so the AFC is just not looking that strong this season to me. So, yeah, with the Colts being out like they are, yeah, so you can look at it right here. There's just the AFC power rankings. So, yeah, the Colts, they're 6-1. If they continue on like they are, we'll look at their schedule here in a second, see who they have remaining. But the AFC just doesn't look that strong. It looks kind of all, it's like a bunch of parity, essentially. Because, I mean, I don't even necessarily think the Colts are that much further out than any of the rest of the teams. I don't think they're that much further out than the Broncos, the Patriots. I mean, I don't have faith in the Steelers. I think Buffalo will get it together and be better than they're showing. I think Kansas City will end up finishing a lot stronger than they're showing. Yeah, so until Kansas City or somebody like that, what's going on, Mr. Skinny? Salute to you. Until Kansas City or Buffalo or somebody like that makes a climb up there right now with what they're showing, it just all looks to me on the AFC side. Since I'm talking about it, NFC. Yeah, the NFC side, I mean, look at it. Green Bay right now, virtue of that tie, they're sitting in first place. The 49ers are all banged up. They're sitting in second place. Then you get to the Eagles, the Bucks, the Lions, teams like that people actually really believe are some of the power teams of the NFC. Seahawks, Cowboys, they still got some time to make a difference. Commanders, I'm surprised they're sitting down so low, but a lot of that's been the injuries. But yeah, Cowboys win today, that's going to shoot them up some. And if the Broncos lose, that's going to shoot them down some. So a lot of parity still on both sides. We're at week 8, so let's look at what the Colts got left on the schedule. Since we got 40 in here talking all that Colts junk. All right, so let's see here. They got the Titans this week. They go to Pittsburgh. We'll see how Pittsburgh plays this week. Again, I'm not sold on Pittsburgh, but they've been winning games. So we'll see how they play this week against the Packers. And if they get through this game with the Packers, then I don't know that I could just give that game to the Colts. But if they lose to the Packers like I expect them to, then I'll give the Pittsburgh game to the Colts. Atlanta, we'll see, again, what happens with Penix, whether he gets back, and then how long Bijan Robinson can hold on. Dang, y'all, I'm seeing over here on NFL Game Day, they said Doug Martin passed away at 36, former Bucs All-Pro running back, man. Shout out to the Bucs family out there. Shout out to the Bucs fans and the Bucs family. Yeah, they said Doug Martin passed away at 36, man. Hey, man, take care of yourself out there. It doesn't matter who these people are, the professional athletes and all that. You just never know when somebody gonna go, right? All right, so back to this Colts schedule. At Kansas City, I think that's a loss for the Colts. Versus Houston, they'll probably win that. At Jacksonville, Jacksonville is so shaky, they'll probably lose that game. But it's a division game, so I can't just give it to the Colts, right? At Seattle, Seattle's apparently been playing good, so can't get that to the Colts. Versus San Francisco, we'll see what San Francisco has as far as health at that point, because that's getting later in the season. Some of these players may be coming back. So we'll see what happens there. Versus Jacksonville again. So let's say they split with Jacksonville. And then at Houston, I don't know what Houston's going to be at that point. But again, division games. They got a lot of their division games late in the season. They got that win against Denver. The rest of their schedule has been pretty light, as you know. I mean, Miami, trash. They got the win against Denver. That's a good win. Tennessee, trash. This is probably the Rams, maybe. They lost that game. Versus the Raiders, they won. Trash. Versus Arizona, not that great. And then, all right, so they would have played one against the Rams or one against the Chargers, I guess. So they got one against each one of them. But they haven't been like just tearing up great teams. Dad Black, salute to you. Appreciate you listening from work. Shout out to everybody who hit that like button. Like I said, shout out to YouTube, man. I don't know if y'all noticed when y'all hit that like button. I don't know if it's a YouTube feature, maybe it's certain phones or devices. But whenever I hit the like button, it was like a little football that went across the little screen where the like button is. Thought that was a pretty cool feature that they added in there. I guess if you have your show like in a genre, say like a sports show or something, they know it's running on Sunday, then they know it's probably surrounding around football or something. So they turn the like button and it turned to like a little football going across the screen. So I thought that was pretty cool. Shout out to YouTube for that feature. He said, your health is your wealth. Yeah, man. Your health is your wealth for sure, man. Shout out to that brother's family, man. I hate to hear about these, especially at such a young age, man. 36. Shit, that's 10 years younger than I am. So you hate to hear about that stuff. Well, all right, let's see here. What we want to get into? All right, we talked about all of the games this week. We talked about the standings. Before we get into talking about betting and fantasy football, I want to talk real quick about that story coming out of the NBA world, man. And I'm going to talk about it from a little bit probably different of an angle than a lot of people are talking about it, because not everybody, but all of the media, the major media streams, whether it be an ESPN or any of them, all of them, they're only talking about Chauncey Billups, Terry Rozier, Damon Jones. Three people associated with the NBA, former players, some current players still, coaches, stuff like that, right? But three black men who are known to the public for their athleticism and their time associated with the NBA. However, they're not mentioning any of the other motherfuckers that is tied up in this shit. None of them. There's a whole bunch of people tied up in this. And most of them, the majority of them, there's like 30 people tied up in this shit. And probably 27 of them are not black. But they only throwing them 3 Negroes out there. Like they was the ones solely behind it. So let's really quickly, it may not be quickly, we'll see how quickly it is, but we're going to take a moment and look at this, because this is what the media wants you to see. And I'm not picking on this organization, because I chose this article because of what they actually have in it, because it's a good article. But this is what the major media outlets want you to see and want to be the faces of this situation. Shout out to Mr. Skinny for becoming a member. Appreciate that. This is what they want you to see. But this is not the face of it. Look at that title. Let me blow this up, because I don't think that's doing it justice. Hold on. Look at that title. So it says, U.S. charges NBA coach and players in gambling schemes, in big bold letters. And in a small print down below it, it says, more than 30 people were indicted on Thursday in case involving insider bets on basketball games and poker games rigged by mafia families. Mafia families. What we talking about? Huh? Because these three are not a part of the mafia, obviously. We know what mafia families look like, and it don't look like none of these 3 Negroes. Last time I checked. So, article goes on, talks about how, Terry Rozier left a game early, blah, blah, blah. all this stuff, right? Shit that's wrong. I'm not excusing anything that any of those Negroes did. But it talks about everything that they did. All the stuff they did. Yeah, Mr. Rozier, Mr. Billups, all these people did all these things. Mr. Jones was in court, insider trading. Mr. Rozier, Mr. Jones, LeBron James, all these names. Oh, illegal poker games. Mr. Billups, Mr. Jones. What are we doing here? All this whole article. Mr. Billups, Mr. Jones. What are we seeing? Nothing but pictures of these Negroes. Mr. Billups' description, co-conspirator 8. He co-conspirator 8. That means there's a whole bunch of other people here, but all we hearing about is Mr. Billups and Mr. Jones. There's another article. Here are the defendants named in the indictments. All right, so two indictments unsealed in federal court on Thursday jolted professional basketball involving cases that span the NBA online betting companies and the shadowy underworld of organized crime. One indictment accused a current NBA player and another former player and assistant coach of using inside information about players to defraud betting companies. The second indictment accused Hall of Fame player and now NBA head coach of serving as a lure to entice players into rigged poker games organized by organized crime families, which victims were defrauded of at least $7 million. Organized crime families. But y'all ain't seen no faces of nobody, ain't heard nobody else's name but Mr. Billups, Mr. Jones. Leading the way. More than 30 people were arrested in what prosecutors said was a multi-year investigation. Here are the defendants named in the indictments. Current and former NBA players. Why do they get a separate headline and lead the story? Why? Chauncey Billups, Damon Jones, Terry Rozier. Now the stuff that they don't talk about. The stuff that hasn't been blasted all over media. Accused members of organized crime families. Now, up here it's just current and former NBA players. They ain't saying accused, blah, blah, blah. It's a hard, dead headline, almost insinuating that they're guilty in this bolded out headline. And then you come down here in the small print and it talks about how they're accused. But leading the way to talk about the rest of these people, accused, big, bold, leading it. Accused member of organized crime families. And then goes on to name all of these damn people of the Gambino crime family and the Genovese crime family and all of these crime families that you've heard of from every damn mob movie in your lifetime. Every fucking one of them. Lucchese family, every family that you've ever heard of is named here. Accused, again, in big bold print, not in front of the NBA players, but in front of these people, accused organizers and participants in the rigged poker games. And then goes on to name a whole bunch of other people who are executives and stuff like that. Participants. Gunmen. But look at these names. Look at these last names. Sophia, what? Look at these names. Why aren't any of these faces any of the faces that you've seen? Accused of providing cheating technology. It didn't say accused NBA players until you got to the small print. But it's leading that these people are just accused. Again, accused of participating. Look at the names. Look at the names. So, my point that I'm trying to make is, don't just believe the headline that's put out there. Those fools that did whatever they did, they gonna face whatever consequences they face. That's none of my business, because I don't know what the hell they did. I don't have nothing to do with that. However, there's a whole list of damn people here. And you're not hearing any of their names, and you're not seeing any of their faces or anything. You're just seeing them three Negroes and their faces up in front of you all day long. Don't let the media make the hype about certain things. There's a whole bunch of people behind that shit. They're just the faces that they putting out there in front of you. Similar to other people that we know from YouTube. They like to put a face out there. Why? Because it's going to get the clickbait. And those faces happen to be a certain look. A certain look that people will buy into. Yeah, they did wrong. They the one. Don't put that other face out there, though. You don't want to do that. So, just this was the place to do it. It's a sports talk show, and it's a sports story, so this was the place to do it, right? Let's move on. Let's get back into the football. I don't know if y'all want to talk fantasy football, if y'all want to talk betting lines. So let's look at fantasy football. Yeah, we can get into betting lines if you want. Let's look at some fantasy football. First, looking at the EFL $25 league, season 3 over here. You see our matchups right now this week. Shout out to CKJ. Let's see here. True, but if you don't know. Sign a card, sign Nike. Sports Garage Casino for years. Casino the movie. Yeah. So in the this week's matchups, you got, I'm going against the moneymakers. I don't know who all these people are as far as if there's somebody on YouTube, and if they are, I don't know all of them. Wabbit God Soldiers, that's Ears team. He's going against Dead Dealers, that's Dead Blacks. Right now, they got Ears projected to win that one. Hit Squad Antonio, I think that's Antonio Barnes going against Tighten Up. Tighten Up. I'm not sure who that is. I'm not sure who that is. Triple S going against Halima. Carl Belton, 2-Minute Carl going against Fourth Quarter Gerald. And Roller Blitz Slick going against Coach Clips. So yeah, that's the matchups this week. Again, there's a lot of teams on bye this week. So kind of slim pickings. It's really kind of slim pickings on some of the players. I'm having to go with Mac Jones. This is the league that I got freaking Trevor Lawrence in, and it's just been a nightmare. He's on bye this week, so I'm gonna run with Mac Jones this week, and then just I'm gonna probably be playing quarterback carousel the rest of the season more than likely. Just trying to get through the season with the winning record. Matter of fact, let's look at the standings. That's what I want to show you. The standings, right? So right now, Ears is in first place. He's 7-0. I don't know if I played against him yet or not. Halima, good morning. Great to see you. Thank you so much for coming through. Ears is in first place, 7-0. Roller Blitz Slick 5-2. Halima's 3-4. Moneymakers 3-4. In Division 2, you got Coach Clips 4-3. Hit Squad Antonio 2-5. 2-Minute Carl 1-6. Division 3, Bring the Pain me. I'm 5-2. Tighten Up's 3-4. Fourth Quarter Gerald's 3-4. And then Division 4, Dead Dealers 3-4. Triple S 3-4. So a lot of time left to go. Because this league, I think we play all the way through like week 16 or something like that for the regular season. So a lot of time left to go in the season. Nobody is completely out of it. There's some teams that are getting close, but if you look at the playoffs, if the playoffs were to start today, these are the teams that would be in the playoffs. This will be the first round of the playoffs if they were to start today. You said, can you sell your fantasy team? I don't know who you'd be selling it to, but hey, you might have somebody that'd take you up on it. But that's what it would look like if the playoffs were to start today in that league. Moving over, I'm gonna look at the skinny league, the skinny naughty league. Let me get back to. So, all right, let me see if I can make this a little bit bigger. All right, so looking at this league, I'm not doing as well in this one, but all right, right now, you got the People's Champ, that's TY in first place. New Orleans Soldiers, not sure who that is. Second place, Lions on the Prowl. Third place, Hall of Prime. 4th place. Belt the Ass, 5th place. I'm in 6th place. Skinny's in 7th place, and Big Marshall's in 8th place in this league. Records right here. This is the 2nd column. So, I mean, there's a couple of us sitting at 3 and 4, and then a couple of them sitting at 4 and 3. So, obviously, that can flip-flop any given week. You got the 2 up top sitting at 6 and 1, and then, you know, a little bit of work to do down here on the bottom. So, again, it's not over yet for anybody. If the playoffs were to start today, this league only sends 4 teams to the playoffs since it's only an 8-team league. So that would be your playoffs if things were to start today, if the season were to end today. Yeah, Halima, they only seem to focus on the brothers. They put them out there in front, even though you know where the money came from. The money ain't come from them 3. That's why they still got jobs. You know what I'm saying? That's why all 3 of them brothers are still working. The money wasn't coming from them. We know where the money comes from, but no, don't put none of them faces up front. They were probably being paid to show up as the celebrity, essentially. So somebody else was paying. Put the people out front that are actually paying the money. But no, they're not going to do that. They're not going to do that. Why would they do that? Let's take a look at some of the NFL betting lines. I'm trying to see. All right, let me share this tab. So I got y'all into my my DraftKings. So this is what the betting lines are looking like. Let me refresh. Hopefully, it don't sign me out. Let me sign me out. Hold on. Let me sign back in. Actually, I don't need to sign in. Never mind. Yeah, I don't even need to sign in. It's showing the lines anyways. So right now they're showing they're at 7 points now in the Buffalo game. Buffalo favored by 7. Carl Belton, salute to you. Happy Sunday, brother. Appreciate you coming through. Yeah, so, yeah, okay, they got the Bills favored by 7 at the Panthers right now. The Bengals favored by 5.5 at home against the Jets. Patriots favored by 7 at home against the Browns. Falcons favored by 7 at home against the Dolphins. Eagles favored by 7 at home against the Giants. Baltimore favored by 2.5 at home against the Bears. Houston favored by 2.5 at home against the 49ers. Bucks favored by 4.5 on the road at the Saints. Colts favored by 14.5 at home against the Titans. Broncos favored by 3.5 at home against the Cowboys. Packers favored by 2.5 on the road at the Steelers. And then Monday night, right now the line is Chiefs favored by 11.5 at home against the Commanders. You still say the Cowboys no matter what? Super Bowl, here you come. I hear you, Lovelace. I hear you. They got some work to do, but I'm not going to count them out just yet this season, but they got some work to do. They definitely have some work to do. Like I said, that tie that they have with the Packers, I think that's going to play a big role in whether or not they win their division and their playoff seeding. I think both of those things will probably be impacted by that tie that they had with the Packers. So, and the link is posted, or the link is pinned for anybody that wants to come up and join the conversation. So we're just talking about, you know, all of the stuff for the upcoming week. But the link is pinned. If anybody has anything they want to drop and don't want me to just read their comment, let's see some of the little prop bets and stuff that they got. All right, so in this Bills and Panthers game, like I said, it's Bills favored by 7.5. Over unders 47.5. So your touchdown scores, you see the odds here for whether or not these players will score a touchdown. You get plus 600 if Josh Allen scores the first touchdown. Let's see here. Just anytime touchdowns. All right, so plus 100 on Josh Allen scoring an anytime touchdown. And that is, I think that's him rushing it. I don't know if that's a passing touchdown for him. It might be. I can't remember. CKJ, be safe, brother. All right. You get good odds on a defensive touchdown for the Bills or Panthers, really, but either one of them if you think that they may score a touchdown on defense or special teams. If you think no touchdowns will be scored in games, you get odds on stuff like that. I mean, this one right here has plus 15,000 that no touchdowns will be scored in the game. So, I mean, it's just little things that you can be on the lookout for if you're in a betting state. Passing yards, to get plus odds on Josh Allen, he needs 240 plus yards to get you plus 106. For Andy Dalton, he needs 220 plus yards. Passing touchdowns. For Josh Allen, he needs at least 3 touchdowns to get plus 253 odds. Andy Dalton only needs 2 touchdowns to get plus 138. And get some receiving yards props there. I don't know if you're into any of those players as far as receivers specific. Numbers of receptions, most receiving yards. You can choose all the different types of stuff. You said don't worry about the lower level gamblers, Alima. Yeah, there's all types of options that you have here. I mean, look, rushing yards. James Cook, 80 plus yards, you get plus 120. Rico Dowdle. He needs 60 plus yards to get plus 137. Chuba Hubbard, he needs 50 plus yards to get plus 139. And then Josh Allen even has one. If Josh Allen rushes for 40 or more yards, you get plus 150 odds. They also have rushing and receiving combinations for your running backs. Props on both teams scoring a passing touchdown, both teams scoring a rushing touchdown. And these are just kind of yes or no's. Which team I have the longest touchdown? And how many yards it'll be, if it'll be over, under a certain number of yards. All of these different things are options for you. You can do the winning margin of the game, who's going to win by how many points, and adjust your odds on that. And then you can do actual overs and unders on the individual team points. So how many points you think the Panthers will score versus how many points you think the Bills may score. You can do over-unders on that as well. Okay, and then they actually have squares. I didn't even realize they had squares on here. So you know how you do the squares typically around Super Bowl or whatever, what the score is going to be at the end of each quarter, stuff like that. You can pick your specific square as opposed to it being randomized, you know, like it is for a Super Bowl or whatever. You can pick specifically what the squares you want. So you think the score is going to be this to this at the end of whatever quarter, you can bet on that and get odds on it. Yeah, so it's any quarter. So if you think the score is going to be something to something, any quarter of the game, you can bet that and put it on your parlay ticket, essentially. I didn't realize they had that on there. You know, like 4-1. Like, you know how hard it would be for the how could the score be 4-1? How do you score 1 point? I don't even understand how those are on there. How do you score 1 point? I don't understand why that's an option. Is there something you can score 1 point for? If you block a extra point and take it back, I think that counts as a safety, or you get 2 for that, right? How do you score 1 point? I don't understand that one specifically. I don't know what you can do in a football game to score 1 point. Just like have a score of 1. Cause I thought an extra point if you blocked it and took it back, I thought that counted for 2 points, but maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm wrong. You can actually bet what the result is going to be of the first drive of each team. So, I mean, you can break these things down. If you really want to get deep into the weeds of what a specific team is doing, your team, if you think you got a team pegged, you know, you can really get into the weeds of what it is that you're betting on for those teams. Going back, looking at the overall, again, I'm not going to break down all of these. I'm not really interested in it. And if nobody's going to come up for conversation, we can get on up out of here, really. I don't have a whole lot of breakdown this week because, like I said, there's a lot of teams on bye. There's so many teams on bye, and so many of these games are just games. Like, how many of y'all have players on the Bengals or the Jets? Real talk. You know, I don't want to waste y'all's time. The Bengals and the Jets. How many players on the Bengals and the Jets do y'all really have? This is Justin Fields versus Joe Flacco. If any of y'all, I mean, I understand with so many teams on bye, maybe y'all are having to play some of the deeper players on your bench or whatever. I got Breece Hall, running back for the Jets, just because so many players are on bye. I'm going to let him play. He's playing, so I'm going to let him go. You know, it is what it is. But, I mean, Jamar Chase to Joe Flacco to Jamar Chase. If you got him, you got him. But there ain't very many other players that you have to go deep on this roster to talk about on either one of these rosters right now without Joe Burrow for the Bengals. And the Jets are just boo-boo this year so far. The only thing I can think of if they're actually including pass. Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. Point after touchdown. But the problem is they had the score of like 0-1. So it's like you can't have a point after touchdown without somebody having scored at least 6. So where does the 0 to, like, how can you score 0-1? That doesn't make any sense to me as being a bet on there. Because I don't understand how any team could score 1 point. Yeah, I don't understand how you score 1. I know you can get 2 out of safety, but I don't understand how the score could be 0-1 or 4-1 or anything weird like that. Brock Purdy's still out. Ricky Pearsall's still out with the 49ers. Just updating you on some of the injury reports that I'm seeing scroll across the screen over here. But yeah. Bengals and Jets, again, I don't think there's a whole lot there to talk about. Bills and Panthers. Of course, you got Josh Allen. You got James Cook. You got Dalton Kincaid, who's questionable with that oblique. So, I mean, an oblique on a tight end, if you're going to play him, then you just really be struggling, you know. Bryce Young is doubtful, and I don't think he's expected to play for the Panthers. So you got Andy Dalton in over there. Rico Dowdle at running back, and this guy, McMillan, who I still can't say his first name, is showing as their top receiver for the Panthers. So, I mean, it's just really not. You got Josh Allen, you got James Cook. You may have some receivers or tight ends or something like that on Buffalo. You probably don't have a whole lot other than a Rico Dowdle on the Panthers. Not a whole lot to talk about there. Not a whole lot changed on the injury report. You know, nothing really to report this morning that's different other than Bryce Young is out. So they're with Andy Dalton. 49ers and Texans. Again, 49ers have all their same regular injuries. I just told you Purdy is out. Pearsall is out. All the rest of the injuries, nothing new there. You got Mac Jones, CJ McCaffrey, Kendrick Bourne showing his top receiver. Kittle's out there. You know, it's the usual with the 49ers. They're making it do what they got. On the Texans side of the ball, you got C.J. Stroud, Nick Chubb, Dalton Schultz showing as a top receiver. You got Nico Collins out with concussion. Christian Kirk out with a hamstring. Joe Mixon's out, non-football related. Jimmy Ward out at safety. Tank Dell out at wide receiver. Yeah, they got a lot of hurt wide receivers as well. So, I mean, two teams with a bunch of injuries. 49ers record's looking a little bit better. We'll see if they can keep it up, and, going into this next week. They're playing basically with the same teams they've been playing with the last couple weeks, They just lose a different player here and there. So, here's what it is, right? Giants at the Eagles. Again, a lot of people think this will probably be an Eagles blowout. I want to lean with agreeing with that. But the Eagles haven't been blowing out a whole lot of teams, though. That's the only problem with that thought process is that, who have the Eagles blown out big time like that? They got blown out by the Giants a couple weeks ago, and now they got them again. But the Eagles haven't blown out anybody this season, so it's hard to go with Eagles blowout. Hell, they just beat the Vikings 28-22, and we just saw the Vikings get their butts whooped the other night by the Chargers. I think the Eagles are probably better than the Chargers. So, the Giants not scared either, right? The Giants just put up all them points on Denver, who is ranked as maybe the best defense in the league. So, I don't know if I can go with the Eagles blowout in this one. I was leaning with them earlier, but I don't know, man. The Eagles need to blow them out to make a statement, but I really don't know because the Giants are not afraid of them. They've already beat them. We'll see what it's like with the Giants going into Philly. We'll just have to say that. We'll see what that's like because, I don't know. That 7.5, they might get that, or I can't tell you which way to go in that game. Real talk, I just really can't. The Eagles have not been convincing enough for me. I got Saquon Barkley on one of my teams. He hasn't really done anything this year. A.J. Brown is hurt. I think he's playing. Let me see here. Is he showing on the injury report? Oh, he's out. A.J. Brown is out. Okay, so Eagles not even bringing all of their pieces. Now, granted, I think the Eagles need to move on from A.J. Brown, so we may actually see them get it together with Saquon and the rest of their receivers this game, since A.J. Brown's not going to be there. Devontae Smith can get off and Saquon can get really into the mix like we're used to seeing them possibly. I don't know. I think that's going to be a good game. That's going to be one to watch in this early hour. I'll be focused on the 49ers Texans a little bit, but that Eagles Giants game, I think that might be a good one to look at. Browns Patriots, blah. Give me the Patriots. Give me the Patriots to win by more than 7.5 at home. Bears, Ravens, I could really care less. CKJ is gone now, but, I don't know. I think the Bears should win this game, but the Bears don't travel that well, I haven't seen, so I wouldn't even touch this game myself. Maybe the Bears plus the 2.5, but I don't know that I would touch this game. I'm definitely not betting Cooper Rush being favorite. You can get out of here with that nonsense. Bro got 0 touchdowns and 4 interceptions, a 48.8 quarterback rating. Nah, you can get out of here with that. And unless it's going to be the Derrick Henry show all day and Chicago can't do anything to stop him, you can get out of here with Baltimore being favored. Dolphins, Falcons, blah again. This is Penix is hurt, so this is Tua versus Kirk Cousins. No, thank you. I wouldn't even spend my money on that game. I wouldn't spend my time watching it. Bijan Robinson, hope you have a good day. Have fun, but I don't want to see anything to do with that game. Bucks Saints. I think the Bucks are being disrespected with that line. I think the Bucks will win this game by 2 touchdowns. Hell, Baker might be sitting in the fourth quarter of this game because the game is out of hand. That's how this game might get. Baker might be sitting in the fourth quarter of this game because the game is already out of hand. That's what I think about the Saints this year. Cowboys, Broncos, like I said, I think I'm going to lean with Cowboys plus 3.5. That's just me. I'm not saying they're going to win the game, but if I had to put money on this game, I'm thinking I'm taking the points with the Cowboys. I'm thinking this will probably come down to the last play, last drive of the game type of deal with the field goal or something like that, winning or losing the game, essentially. Titans and Colts. Colts by 14.5, sure. Why not? Titans are trash. Colts are right now best team in the league as far as record is concerned, so why not? Packers and Steelers. Packers are favored. I don't know how well the Packers travel. I like the idea of maybe Micah Parsons getting after Aaron Rodgers a little bit in this game and making it, a long night for him. But I'm not sure how well the Packers offense travels. So if it's a thing of the Packers defense shutting down the Steelers offense and, then them just having to put up a few points, they could probably get it done like that. Monday night, Commanders at Chiefs. No Jaden Daniels, so I expect the Chiefs to win that game pretty, I think they've getting it together now. The Chiefs will probably win that game going away. So let's see. All right. So, like I said, if nobody's going to hit the link, I'm going to give y'all time. I'm going to get up out of here. I got things that I can definitely be doing before these games get started. So, hey, I thought I was going to be going to one, but nobody wants to have any conversation today, and that's all good. It is all good. I get it. So, y'all have a wonderful football Sunday. Make sure you do something good for yourself and make sure you do something good for somebody else. It's going to make you feel good to do something good for somebody else. Trust me on this one, y'all. The karma that comes back to you in that good way, it is going to, you may not even know when it happens, right? You may be sitting around looking for when is that going to happen, and it's already happened to you. You just are so focused on waiting for it and not just going out there and continuing to spread that good energy, just continue to spread the good energy. Continue to spread good energy, do good things for good people, and you will see that good karma come back, in positive and multiplying ways when you least expect it. I'm receiving blessings all the time, every day, for the energy that I'm putting out, for the good energy my wife is putting out. I mean, it's just doing good things, don't hurt other people. That's kind of a simple rule. Don't hurt other people, There's no reason for anything that you do to have to be harmful to anybody else. So simple as that. Keep spreading good energy out there, good people, and y'all make sure y'all have a wonderful day. Until next time, this is Iceberg. Salute to you all.
Now, as they say in your country, let us be out.